Hey there guys, Tom here, welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for my review of the brand new Disney movie, Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. Really, she's Maleficent, mistress of being kind of upset about things? So Maleficent 2 is the sequel to Maleficent, and this movie stars Angelina Jolie as the titular character, and we have Elle Fanning as Aurora. Her character's getting married, Maleficent doesn't like that, and some crazy stuff happens. Crazy stuff also happens on this YouTube channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. And if you've seen Maleficent 2, or if you just have a thought about it in general, jump down into that comment section and let me know your thoughts so we can carry on the discussion. Okay, this was a film that I wasn't looking forward to at all because I recently watched the first Maleficent in order to prepare myself to watch the sequel. And I hate that first movie. That first movie is a bad film to me. I think that first movie is absolutely atrocious. I thought the CGI was awful. And I love Angelina Jolie, but I thought she was bad in that film. That movie is 90% Angelina Jolie just yelling at things. The trailers for Maleficent 2 haven't been half bad. And I went with my friend who was actually really excited about seeing it because she loves this Maleficent franchise. And look, this movie, I'm not going to lie to you guys, this movie sucks. Now keep this in mind, this movie is a bad film in my opinion, but it is a slight improvement on the first one. So if you ask me which one out of the two I like more, I like Maleficent 2 more than the first one because there is some stuff to like in this movie, but overall is it a good film in my opinion? No, it's not. So let's talk about some of those reasons. First of all, the script and the way this film is written is awful. The way this story is structured and most of the dialogue is just it's flat and it just doesn't sound natural. Like the conversations that happen between two characters, the dialogue doesn't feel like a normal human conversation. It feels very written and almost over rehearsed to the point where you don't believe anything coming out of their mouths because it just feels so robotic. And maybe that's just the way that these characters in this time period speak. They speak with this very rigid kind of British accent and they all talk in the same tone and with the same inflection. And I don't know why every character in this movie has to speak like that for some reason, but apparently they do. And look, Angelina Jolie isn't bad in this film. I actually prefer her performance in this movie than I did in the first one. And she has some pretty badass moments in this movie too. And she has some moments where she's genuinely funny in this film. Like, I think her performance in this movie, it is a good performance for the material she had to work with. And some of the most entertaining stuff in this movie is when she's on screen. Unfortunately, this movie, despite the fact that the title is Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, it's about her. This is a Maleficent movie. She's sidelined for a lot of this film for this movie to go off in 5 other different directions. And at certain points in the movie with certain subplots, I'm like, what does this have anything to do with the actual main story that's happening with Aurora getting married to this prince, and you have like these two kingdoms coming together? So that's where Michelle Pfeiffer's character comes in because she plays a queen, she plays the prince's mother, and her and Maleficent are at odds, and that's the main rivalry in the movie. But you have this actress in Angelina Jolie playing this character that could be cool if utilized well, but they sidelined her for a lot of the movie to go off in different directions that really were boring without her and honestly didn't make much sense, to be quite honest with you. There are also major key scenes in this movie that are meant to be big important moments for the story and for the film, and they just came off completely flat because in the execution of these scenes that are supposed to be big moments in the movie, especially towards the third act, it wasn't executed right. And a lot of the stuff building up to these big key moments, there's so many logic problems. If this is this, then how can that be that? Like, at times this movie felt so not Disney. Like, it really does feel like another studio is trying to make a Disney style feeling movie. Honestly, this movie feels like a parody of a Disney fairy tale because there were moments in this film where I just laughed out loud, and they weren't intending for me to laugh at those moments, but some of the dumbest stuff in this movie is just due to a lot of logic problems, and that again goes back to the fact that the script is actually quite bad. Look, this movie isn't gonna make my top 5 worst movies of the year list. Like, honestly, I know I just listed off a bunch of bad stuff about the film, and the film is mostly bad, but I can see, like, the friend I was with, someone like that, who can watch this film and actually get some enjoyment out of it, because there are some cool moments. There are quite a few cool moments, and I actually think the third act is basically one big battle sequence. There's some dumb stuff in there, and there's some stuff that doesn't make any sense. But is it a cool, entertaining scene to watch? Yes. Does Maleficent do some cool, crazy shit in that scene? Yes. So there's definitely stuff in this film to like, and I think if you are someone who likes that first Maleficent movie, I think you will enjoy this film. Pretty much guaranteed you'll enjoy this movie. And here's the thing, look, this movie, I get it. It's a Disney live action adaptation. This movie feels like it should be targeted at kids, but I'm not really sure how kid-friendly this movie really is. This film has a lot of kind of creepy, scary stuff in it, and, you know, there are big themes in this movie, like, basically of genocide and violence, and I don't know that you could take a kid to this, and it doesn't really leave the kids with any kind of message about how to resolve conflict or whatever. Like, the film introduces these big themes but doesn't do anything to pay them off or turn it into any kind of message for the children that are going to be going to this Disney movie. And Disney traditionally has been very good at making kid-friendly movies, educating them, teaching them some life lessons about things, and also making just fun movies. But these Disney live action movies of their animations have been really, really hit and miss. Something's got to change over there with Disney Studios proper, because a lot of their live action stuff hasn't been great. They've knocked it out of the park a couple of times. I really enjoyed Aladdin. I love The Jungle Book. I liked The Lion King. I didn't love The Lion King. But these Maleficent movies, to me, have both sucked. Anyway, guys, that is my review of Maleficent, Mistress of kind of angry about some stuff, but not really evil. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this review, stick around for my review of Zombieland Double Tap coming in the next day or so. Also, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys next time.